Hey y'all, here's some badass news from your friends here at ADHD Podcast. Have you ever wanted to up your coat or style game? Have you ever wanted to feel as cool as some of your favorite fictional characters? Look no further and check out Volante Design, an American-based company from Massachusetts. They create some amazing jackets, vests, shirts, and other fun accessories. They have some amazing original pieces that might be inspired by some of your favorite fandoms, and some fun licensed products from Mass Effect, Star Trek, and Devil May Cry. Check them out at their website, volantedesign.us, or on any of their social media pages at Volante Design. Now, I know they can be a bit pricey, but they are 100% worth it. And with your friends here at ADHD Podcast, you can get 10% off with our affiliate code. Our code is ADHD Pod. Link in the show notes below. Check them out and get some badass pieces for your wardrobe. See y'all soon.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the ADHD Podcast.
I'm Rob.
And I'm Steve.
This episode's all about the music.
In animation.
You can't tell I don't have the horn effects, so this is... That's not the same thing. That was boing, boing, boing.
So what?
Not even
fine.
close.
Whatever.
Thank you guys for tuning in. Once again, little disclaimer. We're still waking up. You know,
Yeah,
this is probably the earliest.
A little tired.
Yeah, a little tired. Probably the earliest we've done one of these, so...
Oh, yeah, no, I'm sitting here instead of having, a cup of water or, an entire pint of vodka sitting next to me. I have a cup of tea.
You're not supposed to tell them about the vodka off air.
Well, yeah, they should know that I don't drink vodka. Most of the people that listen to this podcast are, friends and family.
So far, yeah.
So that would means that, they know I wouldn't have an entire pint of vodka.
Except for the lovely people in Finland and Portugal who apparently found us. So
yeah,
good on you guys. We're international now.
Thank you for tuning in. I hope you guys enjoyed the show and have stuck with us. It's weird that we're international.
Yeah, it's crazy. Basically, what we want to kind of go through today is our top 5 kind of acts together collectively. No particular order, of course. Just what we find great in animation and what our 5 are.
Before you get into that, what we're going to be talking about today is music and animation, and kind of looking at musical episodes of stuff that we really enjoyed growing up and still watch nowadays, to what we would want to see is a 5-act fest, essentially. That once again, these bands are really in no particular order, though I would think that one of the bands I'm going to talk about would definitely have to be the headliner, just because they're one of my favorite animated punk bands of all time.
Yeah, we're gonna get into that, and I'm gonna have to throw one in there as my favorite animated rap group all time. But again, we'll get into there.
We'll get into that. So do we want to go straight into talking about the bands, or do we want to talk about the episodes and what we like about musical animation?
You know what? Let's dive in. Let's just go straight into our cartoon music fest here, right? Let's just our 5 acts, both of us. So each of us are gonna do 5 different artists or people that should headline a fake animation fest, like it would be Woodstock. Everybody's gonna come out and see all these variety of bands, variety of people. You want to take the lead, or do you want me to dive in for my first one?
I'll start off. So this one I would want. Actually, I'll save them for last. So the first one that I would think would be a really fun band to see live. Started off by coming from Scooby-Doo, and The Witch's Ghost, which is probably one of the best animated Scooby-Doo movies out there. Still doesn't beat Scooby-Doo on Zombie Island. That's still my favorite. Oh my god,
that's one of the actually scariest Scooby-Doos ever.
I rewatched Scooby-Doo and The Witch's Ghost recently, and I forgot how creepy that one was. And that Tim Curry was in it.
Oh my god!
I forgot that Tim Curry was in it.
I mean, isn't Tim Curry just everywhere at this point? I feel like it's just literally you can like be watching something random and be like, Tim?
Yeah, I mean he has got a beautiful voice for voice acting, and I just love the man to death. But the band that I want to talk about are the Hex Girls. I absolutely love the Hex Girls.
Yeah, those 70s, 80s kids. Those 90s kids, too.
I would say, no, it's primarily the 90s and, like, the 2000s kids.
I feel like the Hex Girls were a little earlier, though. No, am I?
No. Their first appearance was in Scooby-Doo and the Witch's Ghost.
Okay.
Yeah. So the Hex Girls are a three-piece kind of, like, gothy punk group that are all females, hence the name. And it really scratched, when growing up, our itch of, really cute goth girls, which is why most of the guys really like cute goth girls.
Yeah, I mean, our media totally did not help that between them and, like, just towards that point, too. We were getting, Shigo, Gwen from Total Drama Island. We just got so many of these, like,
oh, yeah, like
goth Sam from Danny Phantom.
I would say half of Danny Phantom.
Like, it was just like, what I see what you're doing. The industry, I see what you're doing.
So the Hex Girls, three-piece, female-led, female entire group, kind of goth punk that are just awesome. Some of the songs were "I'm a Hex Girl," "Good Bad Girls," "Love's Curse," "Petrified Bride," "Trape of Love," and "Hoodoo Voodoo." Like the music that they did, because they actually played not just in Scooby-Doo and the Witch's Ghost. They're now reoccurring characters throughout different Scooby-Doo series. That all of the music has just been fun. They got a good bop to it. Some of it's kind of like a little bit of an earworm that it's just, I don't know. I would love to see them live, and it kind of gives me like the vibe of seeing like the Linda Lindas or like some group like that. That it's just like it gives you that like happiness of being like, this is awesome.
Oh yeah, for sure. I definitely would want to go see them as well. Like all girl band kind of thing. Happy vibes. That would be like a great start to a festival, right? That would be kind of just like a
either
fun
like a start or like somewhere in the middle to just like kind of keep the energy going.
Yeah, no, definitely.
So who would you do? Who's one of yours?
All right. Well, I mean, I think I want to kind of switch the genre a little bit here, and I'm going to go with Sex Bomb.
Okay.
And Scott Pilgrim.
That's still like a similar genre.
It's not garage rock, but I feel like it's a little different. But either way, I
mean, the Sex Bombs, if you listen to it from like, Scott Pilgrim versus the World, the movie, and the animated series, I think that was all Beck.
Yeah, it was between Beck and Metric.
Yeah.
So, like, it was tying into the phenomenon that was going out there in Canada at the time in Ontario. All these, like, garage bands starting to come up at that time, too. So they got linked into the movie, which was really cool. I mean, Beck is not totally, like, underground, so to speak, but you know what I mean. But just like you were saying, between the movie, the anime, and the video game, they've got some bops on soundtracks. I mean, Threshold is something that lives rent free in my head daily.
Yep.
Garbage Truck.
Mm-hmm.
Truck. Even in the new anime, like I even like a lot of the instrumentals that they pulled off, like the Knives and Kim's moment thing. That was really cool. Sparks, that moment where it's like, oh, sparks are real in the anime.
Yeah.
But it was just such a fun little. It's such a fun thing to incorporate, especially for the story that they're trying to tell of like Scott Pilgrim being this just relatively shitty person, underachiever, and then in the anime it just turns into like, oh, he's a fluffy good boy.
Yeah. And what I think is really cool, like if you read some of the manga, that you like for some of the songs you have the chord progression and everything. So like if you wanted to, you could learn their music, which I think it's so much fun.
It is so fun how interactive it is, and again, just across 3 different mediums of between video games, manga, and just what we watch, either anime or the anime or the movie. Mm-hmm. You just get such a nice variety of stuff. It's kind of relatively easy to learn.
Yeah,
so to speak.
And Sex Bombs would be a great, since they are like that garage sound, that'd be a great way to start off a fest and like just start off a day for listening to music. It's like it'll get you pumped up for the day, but at the same time, it's not going to be like you're going to get hit over the head with like a lot of music.
Yeah, absolutely. So, second act for you.
Second act for me, this one we're going to go for a little bit of a departure because most of my stuff is like, kind of medley, kind of punky. This one is going straight pop. And I am going to be going with Chip Skylark from the Fairly Odd Parents.
My shiny teeth and me, shiny teeth, shiny teeth, shiny teeth. Oh my God, yeah.
Yeah, no, Chip Skylark, I want to see him live so bad because it just scratches the itch of when I was growing up. I will admit this, and I like listening to boy bands.
I mean, to be fair,
NSYNC is still one of my
that's
it's
trending.
Still one of my favorite like groups to listen to, and I will 100% say when the new Trolls movie was coming out, I didn't go see the movie, but when they were like, "Hey, NSYNC's coming out with new music," I was like, "What? Are they coming out with a new album? I want a new album so bad. I want to go see them live in concert again." Yes, I've seen them live in concert. They were awesome.
Oh my God. See, learning new things about you. I did not ever know that that big a fan. I did not realize that you were a concert goer of theirs. I haven't gone. I haven't seen.
Oh yeah, no,
yet.
I saw them like back in 2004 when it was during the Celebrity Tour. But I would love to see Chip Skylark because to tie back to NSYNC, Chris Kirkpatrick voices Chip and does all of his vocals for singing and everything.
Right.
And I mean, hell, you look at some of Chip Skylark's songs where it's like My Shiny Teeth and Me, that song almost lives rent free in my head.
And do not kid yourselves. If you grew up in our generation, you guys were at least when we were kids, we all knew and we all sang the Icky Vicky.
Oh yeah, no, everybody knew an Icky
Vicky.
Like, Icky Vicky is a great song. Find Your Voice and, like, Happy Birthday, Timmy. Like, once again, another great recurring character in a show. Chip Skylark, whenever you saw him on the bill for Fairly Odd Parents, you knew that was going to be a fun episode. And, like, there was going to be a bop that was just going to be stuck in your brain for, like, fucking ever.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. 100%.
I hate you so much.
So I'm gonna, for my act two, I'm gonna like switch up the genre entirely to the point where you almost feel like
I know who you're going with.
You almost feel like they don't belong there, but it's my it's our show. I'm putting them in there. I don't care. Dino Spumoni. If you guys do not know who Dino Spumoni is, he was this musical act on. Dino Spumoni. He's this musical act from Hey Arnold, who's like a reoccurring character, side character, but he's this like amalgamation of like the big jazz singers at the time, like the Frank Sinatra's.
He's like Frank Sinatra and Tony Bennett rolled into one person.
Exactly. And they even bring in the little bits of controversy with him too, like punching out the camera guy and doing all this different stuff. But come on, you better not touch my gal, or I'll pop you in the. There was a warning there. He said he'll pop you. You didn't listen,
darling. You left my heart in pieces on the floor,
bringing families together.
Oh yeah, no, like.
But again, totally does not.
Oh my God, I love Dino Spumoni. Like, don't get me wrong, I think that is a great addition to your fest. I think he'd be a better starter than like the Sex Bomb.
You know what? You might be right. I might switch him up at like if we ever make a poster or do something stupid with this. Like Dino would probably go on top. But is Dino a headliner?
I don't think that Dino's a headliner. No. That's why you start off the day with him. Like he'd be like, like if you're looking at the poster where you see like the headliners and like the supplementary acts, he'd be like, probably in that like third column where it's like a little bit smaller to read, and you're like, oh, it's blah,
listen,
blah, blah,
it's my connection to Hey Arnold. Number one, number two, would be a great act.
Oh yeah,
unless,
dude, 100%.
Unless he's doing My Last Bow. Last bow. And by the way, if we're keeping track at home, I already said 100% once, and now so did Steve.
Yeah, no, this podcast has ruined me for saying that because I hear it in my regular life now.
Oh my lord. Act 3 for you?
Act 3 for me. I'm gonna kind of change up the positioning that I have in mind.
Ooh, okay.
I'm gonna go with once again another entire female group from the show Agretzko.
Oh my God!
And I'm going with the
yes,
OTM girls.
yes,
OTM girls are where
yes.
it's at.
Oh my God!
Because that entire season of Agretzko, where she's a part of, or Retsuko is a part of a Japanese icon group, where she learns how to play guitar and does all of her death metal singing.
Still available to stream on Netflix, by the way, just in case you have not watched the show before.
Oh, please do. Like we'll talk about where you can find all of these things at the end of the episode.
Yeah, of course. I mean, obviously, streaming's everywhere. I'm sorry, I just kind of ADD brain.
Woohoo!
I heard it. I had to say it.
But that entire season with like OTM girls, with Retsuko, it was just so much fun. And like some of their songs where it's like Aggressive Girl, Fua Fua, Viral Star, and This Kin Kin World, like they're just so much fun. And just the little thing like OTM isn't just like three little letters where it stands for Otamaki Girls. And it started off with like, just three icons. And if you don't know what icons are in Japan, check out. It's like, it's more than just like K-pop and all of that. Like,
oh my God, they're so
icon girls
much more.
are so like the stuff behind that is just so crazy over in Japan. And
it's such a unique
so
culture.
Cool.
Yeah.
It is. And like that entire season, the music that you get from it is just phenomenal.
I was about to say, you feel like the songs are way too good for it to be on a cartoon or an animation sometimes.
I mean, most of these songs, like most of these groups that we're talking about so far, have no right to be this good.
No, absolutely. Yeah, they have no right to be this good, but because we're entertaining people and kids, of course it has to be that good.
Yeah, it's like the one, crap, what is it? It's like the one either Instagram reel or like TikTok where it's the overqualified for your job, and it's the one drummer who's like dressed up in a big like
I know
kind of
exactly
Japanese cat suit that is just like, oh, I'm gonna like play like normal stuff to go along with everything. It's like for these kids, and then he just busts out into this crazy like drum solo that it's like, what? It's like, yeah, no, when you're overqualified, you're just like it's so good.
No, it really is. It really is. It's just, it's a lot of fun.
Oh yeah. Okay. So that's with me with the OTM girls. So looking at my poster so far, starting off with the Hex Girls, starting off strong with that. Got Chip Skylark after that with his shiny teeth and his fun sneakers and bops and everything, and then going to OTM girls. So going back into that metal. So far, my fest is looking pretty fun.
I mean, I got Dino and jazz, so that's interesting. And then I got Sex Bombs and garage heavy metal rock. And then I'll go into my third act would be another kind of rock traditional kind of group from Steven Universe, Sadie Killer and the Suspects. The reason why I love this is twofolded. Number one, they just come up with great conceptual music, whether it's the band's title song, Sadie Killer and the Suspects, or whether it's Ghost, like such cool bops of rock. And then it also was used as a way to build Sadie as a character, because Sadie Miller is the lead singer of the group, and it's just a nice way to push her past her insecurities, get her on stage, because at first it started off as like, we're just hanging out and messing around, making a band, and then I'm trying to remember the whole process, but by the end of it, it's Sadie, it's Sour Cream, it's Buck, and it's Pizza Girl, Jenny.
Yep. Being
managed by Greg. And they're just crushing it out there. And then they do this ska version, which I know my co-host over here, Steve's a big ska fan, but they do a ska version.
Yep.
They do a ska version of a song that pops up in the show, which is really cool. But I twofolded. Way overqualified to be this good. Kate Miyuchi does a great job at this with her singing voice here. And, Tom Sharpling being the old school rocker that he is to being Greg helping out in there. It's kind of funny and just in that aspect, because it all kind of ties back. And I think a lot of people remember the Kate Miyuchi like memes of some of her music that way inappropriate to put on here, but a quick Google search will guide you. the right
Yeah.
spot.
No, and what I love about that is like, so not to, date us or anything. We're recording this during spooky season. I love how how it's, CD Killer and the Suspects, that they go into that
they go
like hard drama
into the gimmick.
and yeah, they go into the gimmick, and I absolutely love that.
I'm forgetting which band my wife always tries to compare them to, just for like the theatrical aspect of it.
It almost reminds me a little bit of like some of the power metal groups that are out there, like Powerwolf or like
oh my god,
Ghost
yeah.
with like Father Emeritus and stuff like that. Like it's just so good. And yeah, you're right. Like they have, with this, like all of the other acts that we've talked about, they have no right to be this good, but they are so good. I love it.
And now talking about that, right? Just being over good at what they do. Sometimes these shows get away with it to the point where
it bleeds into reality.
they bleed into reality.
Oh yeah.
I'll save mine because it's not really
Oh, no,
animated in the version of like it's a show.
Oh no, I was gonna go into mine next because I was saving the one that I was originally gonna start off with for last, because that group I just fucking love.
All right, go ahead, go tell us your corporate version. No, I'm kidding. It's not corporate.
Oh no, it is 100% corporate, because they're all about the money. This band, and that is the 100% wonderful death metal of Death Clock.
It would be hard to make a list or make a festival like this and not include them. A, for the comedy. B, for the fact that if I remember the origins right, it started off as a cartoon, then it just all of a sudden became an actual, real, physical band to the point where they're performing shows.
It started off as a cartoon that, Metalocalypse, which was on Adult Swim and was just fucking ridiculous. Oh my god. That show is just brutal.
Yeah, no.
But they were able to come out with like legit albums. They have 4 albums.
They have 4 albums?
They have 4 albums. Death Album 1 through 4 that are all from like, some of the different seasons. And the music in it is really good. Like I remember getting into this when I was in college, like late high school, early college. And I would just sit there and listen to it. It was just awesome. It scratched that itch that I wanted for like that metal sound. And like you had said, they went from just being a show at releasing actual albums for checking stuff out to going out on tour. Like you could go see Death Clock live, and I believe it's similar to like how other bands do it, where you don't actually get to see the live performers, but you get to see Death Clock themselves, like talking and performing. But I mean, they've been able to go on tour with massive names. Like they were on tour early on in their career with like Mastodon, Lamb of God. They've more recently played with like, Baby Metal.
Like these are legit names. This isn't like
I love Baby Metal. I love all of these bands
like,
so
it's crazy.
Far. Like they went on tour with Dragon Force. Like I saw them back in 2009 and at the Starland Ballroom, and now they're headlining shows.
That's a great venue, by the way.
Oh my god, that was such a fun show. I'll get to that in a moment. And they've also gone on tour with Necrogoblicon, like, which is a little bit different of a band, but it's still like absolutely wonderful. Like Death Clock is, it really is a special band for how they were able to go from screen to live action, for you to hear their music, and it's absolutely wonderful.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I think this band ties into the band that you want to talk to next.
Yeah, you know what? So, spoiler alert for people who don't know, I really do like rap. I know that might come as a shock, but I've always loved rap music, rap culture, that kind of stuff. And to tie into this whole, becoming something bigger than just your genre of music or your genre of television, I'm going to talk about the Gorillaz. This is a 1998 band, right? Rappers that interchange over time throughout the band, but they're just 2D characters that this rap label created. And It tells you a story throughout every single album,
Yep.
throughout these characters with MODOK and Nichols and Noodle, and it's just such a fun way to captivate your audience. And they have bops. It's not like they're just like
dude. I still love listening to Clint Eastwood.
Clint Eastwood, Dirty Harry, Feel Good Inc. on Melancholy Hill.
Yep.
Like it goes on too. If you like MF Doom, he was featured in the Demon Days album. Like, it's just such a fun way to make a band, and it almost is one of those things that, like, if you can keep the production going on it, it can stand forever because it's animated. You just switch in a new voice and a new character, and all of a sudden it's like a never-ending story.
Well, I know that with Gorillaz, at one point they brought in a character from the Powerpuff Girls as their new lead singer.
Oh, right, when they did the Mojo Jojo, right?
Yeah, they brought in like the I think it's Snake from the Gangrene Gang.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh my God.
He was their lead singer for a little while, which I thought was like that's so much fun.
And it's just such a fun way to play with your medium, right? Like anybody, like not to say anybody can rap or anybody can create cartoons, but the fact that you sat there and went, why not combine the two? People are so invested in both. You're going to have a long-standing history with this, and this is just going to be something that gets to be timeless after a while.
Oh, yeah.
And they're still coming out with music, too. It's not like, we're just old heads and still love Demon Days, which, we are old heads and still love Demon Days, but that's not the point here.
Oh, no, I still think my favorite album by them is Feel Good Inc. Like that album is just,
Feel Good.
That album is just so good. It's like one of my top for like hip hop and rap albums. I'm just like, I will go back to that no matter what.
Now, just give me some credit here. Just give me some here, okay? I have 2 rock, metal, garage band people. I have jazz, and now I've got Gorillaz. I got variety.
You're hitting the whole gamut of everything. Like
this festival is going to be crazy, and you're going to get all different people. But
yeah, and people are going to be coming and going from that fest. Mine's pretty much like if Warped Tour was animated.
Yeah. I feel like this is my ADD with music though, because I tell them to my kids all the time at like the school that I teach. If you give me a song, I probably have heard it before. I just love listening to music.
Oh, same here.
The Gorillaz was something I've listened to since like 5th grade, 6th grade maybe, where it's just like a constant.
Like I am a like metalhead, punker, rocker at heart, and that's like what I mostly listen to. But I will listen to anything. And like if you look at my iTunes, you can go from listening to Bach to going to NSYNC to going to
the same thing with my Spotify.
Rhymes,
my Spotify looks like a schizophrenic made a playlist.
Yeah, same. Like it's just crazy, and like for some of the stuff I'm tending to like lean more towards other things nowadays, just because I'm like this just scratches the itch that I want to listen to. But I will always just like, hey, if you want to like whatever you want to listen to, just put it on. And if I haven't heard it before, I'm always looking for new things to listen to. Like I found recently, because I'm in my metal phase again, a band called Appalachian Anarchy that is just heavy metals with banjos and fiddles, and it's awesome.
Oh my, that's crazy. I've been kind of diving back into like my rap influences, but that's also because I have like people that are still working and doing that kind of stuff. Like, if you remember from our first episode, Mo Green's a good buddy of mine. He still does and still putting out new stuff. There's this rapper that I like called Frizz that is, I knew him on the East Coast, but now he's out in West Coast and doing his thing out there. And, I've been listening obviously to the more popular stuff that's been coming out, like the Kendrick stuff. And
yeah.
Like, but again, let's close this out. Let's close out our festival here. Who is your main event? Who's the band? Who's the person that we're flocking to stage right to go see?
See, for me, this band, even though some people may not see it, I would love to see headline a fest. And this one comes all the way from Doug.
The Beats?
I am having the Beats
headline
the show. And
yes,
I cannot wait to hear them because the
yes,
beats that started off my kind of like that kicked off my love for punk.
Welcome to the 90s, guys. Welcome to the 90s.
Yep, that kicked off my love for punk because my brother, there'd be a couple episodes of like Doug that we would watch, and then he was like, "Check this out." And when I first heard the song "Killer Tofu," I was just like, "Yep, nope, I love punk music." And I mean, they have songs like "Killer Tofu," "I Need More Allowance," "Shout Your Lungs Out," "Where's My Sock" or "Where's My Hair." I sneezed on my face and "Zombie Girlfriend." Like they were just, their music is just so good.
It was just so fun and innovative for the 90s too. Like I know a lot of cartoons were doing that, whether it was like Hey Arnold at the same time doing Dino Spumoni, but like it just felt different with Doug. It felt like that was just like a cool natural fit. Mm-hmm. It was funny that it was the Beats, the Beatles, that whole obvious reference.
It was taking that like idea of like the Beatles, and like if you look at all of the different characters, they are like people from different bands that you would see. Like the lead singer looks like Joey Ramone, but sounds like John Lennon because he's from Liverpool. But what I think is really like crazy with this is that even though the Beats are still talked about nowadays, the Beats are still loved by a lot of people, they only appeared in 3 episodes.
Which is wild to think about, right? And something that is actually similar between both of our final acts here, so to speak. I'm not trying to jump in on that, but that is something that's very like, similar.
Like it people still talk about it, and I mean, hell, I have a Beats t-shirt that looks like the Beatles logo, where it's just like the white lettering on a black t-shirt that just says the Beats.
Oh my god, that's classy.
You can find like, you know, Killer Tofu 93 shirts. It's just it's crazy, and I think that they would be a great act to have as your.
That would be a great closer for like. And I'm not trying to say this to be offensive to anybody in particular, but that feels like such a rock and roll, like a dad rock kind of band. But like you would have that whole generation plus hours.
This would be a sold out show at Starland.
Oh, if the Beats Starland might collapse under the weight of who would be there for that.
If the Beats were like an actual band that played in real life, which I would love to hear, like Killer Tofu or I Need My Allowance live.
Could you imagine them playing at PNC? I'm sorry, we're New Jersey people. PNC is this like outdoor venue that gets wild during the summer, especially.
Well, yeah, because that's where they used to have Warped Tour.
I know,
but I would love to see them at like, you know, the Stone
Pony,
or like do like the Stone Pony summer stage, or like see them play at like Starland. That would be a sold out show, like in a heartbeat. It'd be like when you go see Streetlight. It's just like crazy.
Now, my next one. Or if I'm jumping in.
Go for it.
I feel like if you were to do this, he might sell out MetLife. He might sell out an outdoor venue.
Okay, if it's the one that I'm thinking of for you, I think they're gonna sell out MetLife. Like this is the one where if I had Chip Skylark, he would be an opening act for this person.
And
that's saying a lot.
And it actually does fit really well, but like you see a lot of it coming back up on TikTok now with the resurgence of a Goofy movie, and I think if you know the movie, you know where I'm going with this.
Yeah.
But Powerline. Great performance by Tevin Campbell, first of all. He's this like amalgam of Michael Jackson and Prince, and like he's just this flamboyant, awesome pop singer that Max is trying to go see the show, go try and be a part of it, do the dance moves on stage with him.
But he needs to go on the vacation with his dad. He said that you go on the road trip with Goofy.
Great movie, but I mean, again, the bops. He only had 2 bops in the movie, but they were so damn significant. Whether it was Standout or whether it was Eye to Eye, either one, it's like
even if you look at like nowadays with Eye to Eye just popping up a lot more with everything for all of the TikTok videos that are coming out for all the dances.
Oh my god, people are editing to the sounder like crazy.
Oh yeah,
that's the whole point I'm trying to get at with Powerline here is that it's still culturally I can speak, I promise. culturally significant.
Maybe have another cup of
However,
coffee.
20 years, 25 years later, something like
Yeah.
that. I'm not looking at it research wise right now, but like it still holds
Yeah.
a piece of us, and even the new generation is hopping on and watching this, being like, "Oh, wait a minute, these are bops."
I mean, Disney just came out with an entire like pop punk album that
Oh my god,
that
yes,
they got like
yes.
some big names to do stuff, and I can't remember who did
I
Eye to
feel like
Eye, but that's on there done in a pop punk version, which is so cool.
I feel like just with the connection there, I feel like Patrick Stump had to be a part of that
yes.
whole experience and
Oh, yes.
making that a
Oh,
thing.
dude, 100%.
But like that's incredible. For me, it's incredible that
Yeah.
we can get that kind of stuff, and Disney's finally starting to cater to like the idea of, you know what, let's play around with our characters a little bit more. Let's make them have a little bit more flexibility in what they do, and not just limit them to what we've created 20, 25, 30, 35 years ago.
Well, Disney is now realizing who they have to cater to. It's not to kids anymore. It's to us.
Yeah, because we're
Like,
passing this on to our kids. It's a
we're
smart
passing
corporate
this on to our
strategy, right?
kids. We're passing this on to our kids, but also we're not really growing up because we
Our
generation is
generation,
has gone through so much shit that we're trying to hold on to our childhood that
as long as humanly possible.
that we like look back and think is good, even though it probably was very traumatic, and yeah, no, and we're still kind of holding on to that. So Disney's like, they have adult money now, and we made a lot of money off of that generation when they were kids because they made their parents buy everything. Now they're going to buy everything, and we're going to upcharge it even more because corporate is like, Disney is just, I want money, 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 instead of actually caring about people some days.
Yeah, no,
Sorry,
absolutely.
Disney, please don't cancel us. We still love you.
So, as we kind of go through this now, we got through our festival poster, and
Yeah,
it's pretty popping.
I think our fest posters are pretty good. Like, starting off, like, at least on my end, you got the Hex Girls, like, build up the day. Chip Skylark coming in there, going back with even harder stuff with the OTM girls. Death Clock's gonna, like, definitely rock your face off, and I think half of my audience would die because there's a lot of casualties at Death Clock shows in the show.
Yeah,
and then
for
finishing
sure.
off the night with the beats, everybody's just gonna have a great time.
And my side of it, again, just to kind of go through it one more time. Dino Spumoni.
Yeah, he's definitely your starter.
It's nice and smooth, jazz, but get us ready, Then we go into Sex Bomb, have some fun, get into that garage rock, get into Sadie Killer, and then honestly, between the Gorillas and Powerline, right? I mean, like,
That's
hey,
a
we
powerhouse right there.
we
Like,
got variety, we've got flair, we're good.
oh yeah,
We made a good show.
I think we, and like, for those who are listening, please hit us up on our social medias.
Did we forget somebody? Did we forget a band? Did we?
No. I don't.
No,
yeah,
I'm asking them.
yeah,
I'm asking them. Did we forget somebody? Did
if
we
you
leave
think-
somebody out?
If you guys like think of like anything else, please comment on our like Instagram post, talking about when this episode went up, or maybe we'll even make another one.
We might have to make a.
We may have to make a poll on somewhere.
We might have to do like Kids Bop does. Now this is what I call music volume number 375,000.
Oh yeah, no. Like, if you send us more bands, like, oh, you forgot about this band, you forgot about this band. Like, yeah, we will definitely come back and do. Now that's what I call music volume 2. And continue on as like, now that's what I call music continues coming out with CDs like every other year. It seems like.
Now, this segment's probably going to be a little bit quicker, but let's just dive into some musical episodes.
Oh,
Maybe not ones that made it to the festival lineup, but stuff that it still rings true to us, and it's something that we feel like we have to mention in terms of music in the animation genre.
Yeah, I mean, can I just hop in with one of my favorite episodes?
Go for it.
A phenomenal show that came out when we were kids. SpongeBob.
Oh my god, I know where you're going with this.
Yeah.
Can we get this for the Super Bowl finally? Can we actually?
They were supposed to, and they started off the one Super Bowl like just doing the horn part from Band Geeks, with the beginning of Sweet Victory, and then just didn't go into Sweet Victory, which I thought was really fun, but at the same time pissed me off.
Is mayonnaise an instrument?
No, Patrick. Mayonnaise is not an instrument.
It was the Bubble Dome. It was just such a fun, iconic moment for SpongeBob fans, to the point where it's like everybody within, I would say, from 45 to 15?
Yeah.
You say bubblegum, you say band geeks.
And they
You know
exactly what you're talking about. Like the song "Sweet Victory," like
Will
I
ring
know
true
that.
forever.
Like I know that I had known that song like when I was younger, but now that song is a part of my playlist, and like I have that on my friggin' tailgating list when like for when I like when I actually play music
the
at,
Red Bulls
yeah, when I
games.
like go to Red Bull games and I'll play that and people are like, "This is what I think it is." I'm like, "It's sweet, sweet, sweet victory."
Yeah. Oh my god, it's just such a bop.
And that was the first episode with Scholium, I think, in it.
No, was that the first
I think
episode?
that was the first
Scholium?
time with Scholium Fancy Fans.
SpongeBob fans, you know what to do.
Yeah, please fact
check us.
Please fact check me. Unlike a lot of our current political, I don't mind being fact checked.
We're not that kind of show, Steve. We're not that kind of show. Don't do that.
I'm sorry. I'm not trying to ostracise anybody. But please,
that's too big of a word for people who follow politics. Can you say something a little bit dumbed down?
So I don't mind being fact checked. If I'm wrong, please tell me I'm wrong.
There we go. Ostracized. Who do you think are literate? What? You think the politicians are like understanding of that word?
I thought we were getting away from this topic. And besides,
right.
Besides, ostracize for some of our younger listeners is a great SAT word.
Absolutely. So if you're done with band geeks,
yeah, we can move on.
I'm gonna jump into another more contemporary show, but I love this episode for a lot of reasons. But it is Mr. Greg from Steven Universe.
Yes,
the almost musical episode of 11 minutes of just very little where it isn't music. As a matter of fact,
it's an operatic episode. Like it is 100% an operatic episode.
You literally fit 6 songs into an 11-minute span. Mm-hmm. And it tells such a beautiful, crazy, ridiculous story. I mean, Mr. Greg, Don't Cost Nothing, Empire City. It's jam-packed. And the best part about this for Steven Universe fans, for Rebecca Sugar, for Cartoon Network, for their cash cow, that this was basically Rebecca's, hey, I'm going to prove to you that I can make a musical. And then we got Steven Universe movie, which was a musical. Mm-hmm. That time crunch that poor woman had to go through to write all that for that movie is another topic for another day. But you could tell how much love and dedication that Mr. Greg as an episode took, switching around from this operatic, almost Broadway tune kind of thing. Mm-hmm. Watching Pearl's essentially her breakdown in front of Steven, not a good move, but
yeah,
beautiful song, beautiful animation.
I mean, that entire episode as you keep saying, is beautiful. Like
I'm a cherry man.
Like the story behind it, the music, just how it is animated. It really is one of the episodes of that series that is very standout. That even if you don't watch the full series, you should watch this episode. You won't understand what's going on in half of it.
No, but you know what though? I kind of feel like you would. Like, it is a good recap in terms of the dynamic between Greg, Pearl, and Rose at that particular moment in the series. It is a great reflection point for people who may just jump in and be like, because a lot of people, to Steven's criticism, that first season's a lot of filler. And it's a lot of, hokey, cute stories. If people are going for story-by-story beats, right, in terms of like, hey, this is an important episode to watch. This is one of those that this is an important episode to watch in terms of understanding the series.
Yes.
For sure. Right.
And it really...
And it's not the first time Steven has that happen in their show either.
Yeah. And it really is a great episode to show that, it's all right to have a mental breakdown and to find
And it's all right to have complicated relationships and having to figure it out. It's not always going to be a perfect thing. It's not always going to be copacetic.
There's a lot of like relationships in life, as long as they're healthy relationships, can be and will be very messy, but as long as you work through them together or like work through them in a healthy way, something beautiful can come out of it. And you see that happen with Pearl and Greg, that even though they may not be like besties by the end of the episode or even by the end of the series, they understand each other a lot more, and
You may not believe it.
they have that connection now that's like, okay, I understand where both of us are coming from.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You want to dive into your next one here?
I mean, we're gonna go back to one of my favorite shows of all time.
I mean, we kind of just we did a whole episode on it.
Yeah, I know, and it's up to listen to. Go listen to episode 5. We love Alex Hirsch, the Alex Hirsch Love Fest, aka Alex Hirsch. Please come find us. I want to talk about the puppet show in Gravity Falls.
Oh my god, that cavalcade of affairs was just it
Oh
was a
my
really
God.
creative way to pull off a musical because like
Yes,
a puppet show
a
rock
sock
opera
puppet, a sock puppet rock opera show is just
lunacy.
amazing.
I mean that too,
And-
but it's also lunacy.
And also, Mabel puts it together in what, like a day?
Maybe two.
Yeah, it's like
Maybe.
maybe 2. And the music in it is just so much fun. It just like It-
Oh, and it's so like it's so
It's-
backhanded, but it's still good. If
Yeah.
that makes sense, like the comments of like, especially when they're like making fun of Dipper in the opera, where it's
Yeah.
just like there's just stupid comments, but it's still so entertaining.
and it also brings back one of my favorite characters in the entire series, Bill Cipher. And him in that entire episode is bonkers.
I mean, the man has to figure out how to work a human body again.
The man never knew how to work a human body.
Ah, hands.
This is where the drinks go. Pours it into his eyes.
Ah,
Like that.
I'll beat you down the stairs.
Like that episode, the music in it, like it's just a fun because I mean I think
My
Gravity-
human body. Why am I so tired?
Gravity Falls I think like hit the beat for like every genre in an episode, and like with the puppet show episode, it was just so much fun, and it helped all of the characters kind of grow and understand what is going on in Gravity Falls a little bit more with Bill Cipher as like a legit
Baddie.
threat.
Yeah, legit baddie, right? Like it this is kind of where it starts to really form around the
Mhm.
idea that okay, Bill's not just a one-off. We
Yeah.
got him in Mindscape episode.
And then I think he came back for this episode. You really don't hear more from him. And that's
Until
like, yeah,
somebody's ready to make a deal.
well, I mean, there is the statue of Bill just waiting for anybody to walk over to make a deal with him and shake his hand.
And again, Gravity Falls, one of our favorites. That just happens to be a great musical episode. Do we want to go into the next one?
I think so. And I think this is coming from one of your favorite shows, right?
Yeah, this
Or
is
your favorite show?
my favorite show, the show that made me want to do cartoons. But it's also just there's a lot of humor to it in terms of like where it comes from. But the episode from Hey Arnold is called
the episode.
What the episode? Yes, the episode. It's Appa carrying the episode. No, I'm sorry. The episode from Hey Arnold is called What's Opera Arnold, which is funny because it's coming off of a WB
Yeah, the Bugs Bunny. They had
What's
Barbera.
Opera doc
Yeah.
playing up the same title, doing a completely different show, but still ending up with the Spear and Magic Helmet gimmick in there.
No, it's the Golden Magic Slingshot.
Golden Magic Slingshot.
Golden Magic Slingshot.
I thought it was Spear and a Magic Helmet. No, but the whole idea, Helga and Arnold, actually the whole class is forced to go to an opera.
Mhm.
Fun way to kind of make a kid watch the opera, by the way.
I
in
mean,
terms
they're
of, like,
they're in
you're
New
trying to
York, so you can easily kind of go. Like the schools can easily get you to the opera
it's not,
because
it's
you can go to the
implied.
Met.
It's
I know,
implied
I know,
it's
I
New
know.
York. But it's also implied that it's Oregon because that's where the creator came from.
True.
So, but anyway, to just go back on it, right? It's a fun way to introduce opera to a kid, especially during the 90s at that point. It's a fun little way as a creator to do that, Hey, we're forcing this class trip. You got to go watch Carmen.
Yeah.
Great play, great show. Everybody ends up having their own shared daydream in a way
Mhm.
between Arnold and Helga in the episode where
Yep.
Arnold is trying to get Ruth. Poor choice, Arnold. Poor choice. Anyway, he's trying to
Who would you choose for Arnold?
different episode, different day.
Okay.
Different episode, different day.
Okay.
But he's trying to get Bruce McDougal to be interested in him, but they do it in such a way.
Ruth McDougal.
They do it in such a way where they're doing it within the confines of the actual Carmen show, which is beautiful. And then Helga chimes in with, Helga the delusional of my love,
Mm-hmm.
and trying to make him see that she's clearly the better choice.
Which, for some of the aspects, yeah, she's clearly the better choice. But it's Ruth McDougal. Come on. When we were kids, she was cute.
Okay. No, this just got into a sidebar between Ruth McDougal, Lila Sawyer, and Helga Pataki. Right? That's the three that are always
Yes.
included in this. But like, I don't think any of them fit Arnold. The only one that is close, and that obviously we get in the end, is Arnold and Helga with the movie. But like, they have shared trauma in terms of like the whole parents thing.
Mm-hmm.
Even though Helga's was there, they seemed more absent. Arnold didn't have parents like that. He had the best grandparents in the world, but it's still not a substitute for mom and dad. So I feel like between that shared trauma, that's just not a good thing to go into it with, right? But I honestly, as a Hey Arnold like freak, I the best person for him might be Phoebe, and that would be messed up because Phoebe's linked with Gerald by the end.
Yeah.
But okay, sorry for the sidebar.
No, that's fine. We can do an entire episode, which I know that we are going to be doing an entire episode coming up in probably the near future, looking at the month of love, where we talk about our ships.
Oh, right. Yes. Towards Galentine's Day.
Yeah.
Valentine's. I think that's all we got today.
Yeah, I mean, there's just been like a lot of fun music that has popped up in different shows.
For sure.
And it stems back from looking at Disney and like Hanna-Barbera.
We can even go to
episodes nowadays.
We can even go into like Has-Been Hotel and Hell of a Boss, of how that was like really cultivated to be a musical-driven show.
Yeah.
Like that was, and I don't know if I don't actually know the whole inspiration behind it, but I feel like, at least from an outsider fan watching in on a show like that, that's available on Amazon Prime, but like that's like,
and YouTube,
screams Broadway.
Yeah.
You have your songs that push the story. You have little interactions in between, but it's mostly song-driven, story-driven.
Yeah. No, and like those are just like those shows are just absolutely wonderful, and like I still think that like music is needed in animation.
Oh my god, absolutely. Whether it's like music in terms of just pure entertainment or music in terms of education, right? Like like an episode like What's Opera Doc, What's Opera Arnold, for a kid watching this at home, right? And let's not even mention all of what the Warner Brothers did in terms of how much music they pumped into those shows, how many times you had Daffy and Bugs and Porky do musicals, right? Yeah. Like it was just it's a part of their culture. I feel like it's something that we're getting close to getting back to in terms of what animation currently out there is doing.
I absolutely love that.
But again, there are ways that you can make the music in your shows educational, even if it's something like Has-Been Hotel, and people who shouldn't be watching that show that are watching this show.
Yeah.
Starting to understand story structure and music structure through a show like that.
Yeah.
Or even, again, like What's Opera Arnold, you get introduced to Carmen. Or if you're talking about What's Opera Doc, you're getting into Ride of the Valkyries.
And also Barbara Seville with looking at Bugs Bunny when he does the whole thing with,
The Barbara of Seville.
Yeah. Like there's just so many like musical moments within animated movies and shows and whatnot.
The music, and
it's just great.
It's almost as important as what you're putting on screen.
Yeah.
The sound design that goes into something is probably just as much a factor of the impact that you're making on an audience as it is what you're seeing on screen. Oh, yes, what we're seeing on screen a lot of the times is amazing in terms of especially the quality that we get to now on a limited budget or free budget, so to speak, right? Some people are turning out really cool stuff on YouTube, for God's sakes, and it's just like,
Oh yeah,
it's a whole thing where
it's so much fun. And then even if you just look at how some of like the animation, like animations soundtracks have come.
oh my
into-
God, let's
have
talk
bled
about
into the
Adventure Time soundtrack, Steven's soundtrack.
I just went to see
even regular soundtrack is insane.
I mean, I just went to see Avatar: The Last Airbender live.
Oh my God, yeah.
And legitimately, at the beginning of that, I hear they played just the opening crawl from the very first episode where it tells the entire story. I was sobbing. Like, I was sobbing how beautiful it was. And
Oh my
like
goodness.
hearing Leaves from the Vine live, oh my God, tears rolling down my like absolute face. It was just, oh, it was so good. And being able to experience that live and still watch the show was awesome.
And speaking of music, as you could hear in our intro and our outro,
Oh yeah, no,
we have music
we actually
now.
have music now in our intro and outro.
So I gotta thank Steve for reaching out to the guy, DJ Cutman.
Oh, absolutely wonderful.
These like
person.
video game lo-fi kind of stuff, and
He does a lot of
was
chip tunes. He's a phenomenal person. Like
It was
I've been listening to
awesome.
him for years, and DJ Cutman's the absolute best. DJ, I love you.
thank you so much for allowing us to use your stuff.
Oh yes, thank you. And I think it's time to,
It's time to sign off.
Ladies
And gentlemen, thank you once again for tuning in. I am Rob.
And I am Steve.
Thank you for tuning in to the ADHD Podcast. We hope that you enjoyed our nonsense and whimsy. Please make sure to follow us on our social medias. Instagram at animateddysfunctionpod. Blue Sky at adhdpodcast.bsky.social. X/Twitter at A_D_H_D_pod. Links in the show notes below. Make sure to check out our merch on TeePublic. Our store link is also in the show notes below. Thanks again for listening, and remember, keep this podcast weird. Intro and outro music brought to you by DJ Cutman. Find him on all available streaming platforms, and you can find him on Instagram and Twitter at VideoGameDJ.